Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's start because Garishma might be taking a little bit more time. Great. So basically, VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. Okay. This will for any organization who don't want to set up their physical equipments or hardware for their organization. VPC comes into play. Hello. Hi, Garishma. How are you doing? Hello, Garishma. Can you hear me? Am I audible, Garishma? Let's start. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So VPC generally stands for Virtual Private Cloud, which is an isolated cloud. For what? What is the main purpose? To establish a network or create a lot of networks between the servers that you use. Okay, because in general, if you are starting from scratch, you won't be having that much capital to build your hardware, to build your setups, to develop your organization. So VPC is very helpful for such things. Okay, so you can see a private isolated network within AWS cloud where you can launch and manage your own resources securely. Okay, all your data will be under your network. It won't go cross your network. So why do we need? Of course, everyone, if you have your data database, your whole source code is there, okay, you are working on certain application, you don't want those things to be publicly available for anyone. So for such reason, to make it isolate and control and secure network, we required such VPCs to develop our inner environment instead of focusing on the on-premise environment. So suppose if your website is ready and you want to deploy, so what are the places you can deploy? So it's basically a region. You will always select a region which is near to you. Okay, it could be any of either US, Asia, or Europe. Okay. And inside, if you selected Asia, you will be selecting what region you want to deploy your application. Deploy in the sense not for the user, for your own. Okay, you are deploying your own resources into a certain region. And this region could be anywhere. If it is Singapore, in Asia, if you choose North, or if you choose East, you will get these two regions. And if you choose South, you will get this region. So in this way, you will select it. But inside each region, you will find there are a couple of availability zone. What does it mean? Suppose in Mumbai, there is one AWS region. Mumbai is considered to be one AWS, having AWS data center. So what they kept three data center in three different places of Mumbai. So each data center is known as one availability zone. Okay, and these are generally named as 1A, 1B, 1C, kind of. So whatever you do, okay, you will always keep your data. Availability zone, generally you do not select, okay. In some services, they will allow you to select the availability zone, but in most of the services, these availability zones are selected automatically, okay, based on their health and on all. So when you will learn this auto balancing and load scaling, when we learn about that, when we learned that one, so we came to know that if either of these abilities zones goes down, your data will directly be transferred to the other one. So backup is always be ready. When we created replica set as well for S3 bucket. So this is known as ability zone. In single region, you will be having couple of ability zones. In short, it also known as AZ. Okay, remember. So Mumbai is our region, VPC, and you will create your VPC under this region. Okay. Now from here, let's see. You have this AWS cloud in your system. Inside this cloud, you created two VPC. Okay. Remember, one might be for production, other might be for testing environment. Okay. Inside these two VPC should be come under a single region. Okay, if these two VPC belongs to you, it will become under your region. Okay. Then inside one VPC, you will create all your services based on your requirement. So here you can see I have created two services. First is EC2 machine. Okay, this EC2 machine, which is made public, means anyone can access this one. Public, and the second one is a private, in which only certain persons is having the access of this one. Now, it is private and the accessibility is through some channel that we will discuss later. But remember, you can create public EC2 machine and private EC2 machine. Now, how to know which one is public and which one is private? That is the main question. If you create two EC2 machine, how will you know which EC2 machine is public and which one is private? But before looking into that one, let's see how do we get this public EC2 machine connected with our internet. Okay. So what happened? To connect with the outside internet, of course, you required internet in your network, right? So to connect with outside internet, you require a internet gateway. That's the very first thing. Okay. Then after, once you get your internet gateway, which is connected from the outside world, you will be requiring. Okay. Just this one. So you can see this is the outside internet, which is get connected through this internet gateway. And this internet gateway is coming in your public one. Okay. Now you have to create your private one. So for that purpose, you have to connect with a NAT gateway. Always remember the very first question that I asked, how will you differentiate between public and private? See, the NAT gateway is connected to which EC2 machine. Okay. The number of EC2 machine get connected with a NAT gateway will become a private one. Means none of the person or any services can access it directly. They have to access through some other host. This is known as jump host, which we will discuss later classes. Okay. For now, just remember, if you want to identify which one is a private network or private service, see the NAT gateway. Okay, which NAT gateway is connected with the which service. That service will become your private service. Okay. Now, once you get the internet from the outside world, you need to channel that internet into your EC2 machine. So for that, route table comes into play. So route table will take the internet from outside and will channel into a particular service. Here it is EC2 machine. Any confusion so far? And understanding this map?
No, not really.
Okay. So if you'll be asked, how will you identify a private EC2 machine? What would be your answer?
You would first check what server is connected to the NAT gateway. Whichever is
Yeah.
the VPC connected to NAT gateway, that's a private one.
Remember, VPC does not get connected to the NAT gateway. Your services get connected to the NAT gateway. And the most famous service is EC2 machine. Okay. If you say
Okay.
VPC, they will find the error that your concept is not clear. Under
Okay.
VPC, you connect with the NAT gateway. Okay. How will you channel the internet that is coming from outside world? What would be the answer?
Like, how do we connect the internet gateway?
Channel. See, remember what they are saying. If they are saying channel, it means you have to redirect it through route table. Route means channel. Okay. So if they are saying channel your internet into a particular service, you will use route table. If they say how to access the internet, then you will say through internet gateway. Okay. So there is
Okay.
a difference. If you're saying, if they are asking about channeling, so route table come into play. If they are asking about accessing the internet, then your internet gateway will come into
Internet
play.
gateway.
Yeah, great. Now let's see about this CIDIR. Okay. for creating the network, you need to understand what is the CIDIR. Okay. Classless interface domain. So basically it looks like this. Okay. Let's see in Notepad how it looks look like. Okay. So in general, you will get the IP address like this format. Okay, this is the IP address. But CIDIR will be looking like this. Would be looking like this. .0. Now, what does it mean? Okay. The very first four character is the 8 bits. Oh, sorry, 1 bit. Okay. 1 byte, not bit, 1 byte. In 1 byte, how many bits are there? Any idea? So in 1 byte, you will get 8 bits. Remember? Hello.
Yeah.
So this is total your 8 bits. So each 0 means 8 bit, 8 bit, 8 bit. Okay. And then slash 0. For now, it is 0. Okay. Now I have to, if someone gives a particular IP address, now let me tell you the max one of this one. The max it goes to 255.255.255.255. Okay. Slash 0. For now, 0, let's forget the 0. Just focus on this for first four things. The maximum number of this one, okay, if you go with 2 to the power, this is in the binary format. If you convert into decimal, you will get maximum is 256, out of which first is a 0, so we are neglecting that one. Okay. And the second one is 256. So first one is open to all, and the 256 is taken by the broadcast channel. So you cannot use 256, you cannot use 0. What you can use for network, I'm asking, for network I'm saying, okay, private network. You have 255 options, okay? You have to select between that. Great. So if you have to see in this, so it will be 11111 dot 111. So this will be how it looks like, okay, if you get full. So you can even, if you do it here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you tell me how much number here it will come? What will be the number here? So you basically convert this into decimal. That is, first is the 2 to the power 0, okay, which is 1. Then 2 to the power 1, which is 2. So 2 plus 1, 3. 2 to the power 2, that is 4. 4 plus 3, 7. And 2 to the power 3, which is 8. So 7 plus 8, 15. So here it will come 15. Okay. So this is how it is actually being calculated. In this way, if someone write, in most cases, you will find 192.168, 168, and then 00, 0. You will never find an IP address which contain 334. Never. Why? Because it is exceeding the range of 2225. Okay. So all the IP addresses would be coming under 2225 range. So far, so good. Any confusion? Let me know. Hello.
Yeah, no.
Be frank. Ask any type of question, confusion if you are having. Now, total number of bit. How much? This is total. How many zeros are here total? It's 8 into 4, which is 32, right?
32.
So you have total option from here in slash 32 up to 0 to 32. Okay. What does it mean? It means if I do 2 here, then it will block these two number. So you have the only option to make IP address up to this much. You cannot use these two. Okay. If I say here 16, it means from the front 8 and 8, 16. These two block is blocked. Now you cannot use these two. So these two are permanent now. So whatever you have to do, modify here and create your IP address, but you cannot use this one. So that's how you will create network for you. If I say here 20, what does it mean? 18 plus 18 and then 4. Up to here, all the bits are blocked. Okay, you can only modify one, make it 1, 0, make the all combination and then get it. So how will you know how much IP addresses you will be left with? So there is a very good website known as CIDR.xyz. Okay, this is how it looks like. So remember what I said? If I do 28, it means it will block this 28 digit and only last 4 is remaining with you. So how much total it is? Last 4, total 15. Okay,
15.
including 1, 0, 16. So you have 16 count only. Only 16 IP address you can give to your network, in which your first IP address should be like this, because these three are blocked. 10, 88 and 135 is blocked. You can only modify here. Means if you do modification here, this number will change accordingly. And the last IP address is this one. And remember, you cannot use this, where it is. Net mask means 240 and the last one is that 159. Means these two are open to, if I do 0 in all. If I do 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It means whole 32 in is in your hand. So total count combination you can create up to this much, which is huge. Okay. And if I have to block 8 bytes, then what I have to do? Here I will write only 10. Sorry, 8, no? So I'll just write 8. So see, the 8 blocks are blocked. Now you cannot use this one. You have to just modify in this one. So see, your count come reduced to this one. If I block another 8, so now your count again reduced to this much, 65,000 only. Okay, so in this way, to count the number of usable usable this IP addresses you can use, it's decided by this one. Okay. Any confusion? You need to do some experiment by yourself, okay, to understand this one in little bit more. But so far, any confusion, whatever I have said, what is this slash indicate? The number, it will indicate the blockage. Okay, how many IP addresses could be blocked? The maximum you can go up to 255 in each block. Okay, so if you block 16, so first 2 is reserved. You cannot use this 2. So only next 2 is usable. So see, you can use only this 2 to this 2. The very first is remain 0 will remain 0 because you have blocked this 2. So the very first usable is first to 254. Remember, you may ask, why not here 0? Because 0 is a CIDR base IP address, okay, which is open to all. So that's why you cannot use this one for your own network. And why you are not able to use 255? Because it is broadcasting one. Live broadcasting, whatever the broadcast happen, those happen in such range. Okay, the ending one range. Great. Any confusion, guys? Hello.
Yeah, no confusion with this.
Great. So if you see, we have certain classes. /8 means you will block that many bits, and it's too big, most very huge network because you have a great range. /16, you will be having only this much of IP addresses there. So often too big. 65,000 is a huge network. Okay, you will get 65,000 IP addresses. Means 65,000 systems you can use for this network, which is again too big. Again, and 224 means you blocked almost everything. Last what? Last 6, 7, 8. Last 8-bit can be modified, and that is 256 total range if you calculate, often known as too small. Okay. So for organization, and if you are using this one, if you use class B IP address, which means 65,000 IP addresses, company is only 500 IP address. It means 500 system is there. So you are wasting 65,000 plus addresses. So you have to choose your IP addresses accordingly. If you have low organization, you can go with a 24. That's the minimum. So this is the format we have looked into this one. Okay, /24, what does it mean? It means it will 24 bits identify the network. Okay. Lot of thing is there, but everything we have almost covered. Subnet mask is basically your IP address. When you block IP address, whatever left with you is your subnet mask. Okay. If I block 8, if this one is blocked, this is the leftover. So this IP address is known as your subnet mask. Binary representation, we have seen the binary representation as well. Then suppose this IP addresses I'm having with for me right now. Okay. Now calculate the network formation. If this one is given, now total availability, how much you are having the total availability. Can you tell me what is the total range you'll be having? 24 you blocked means 256 you are having. Total
256.
combination 256 you can do. And that too only with the first and 0, not with 192 and 168. Not even with first, partially with first. Because 8 plus 6, 16, these two are blocked. So first network address would be this one, where 0 is blocked. Okay. Always known as network address, the very first address. You cannot use this one. The last one, okay, the final, the max of this one you can achieve is 255, 255, 255 is the subnet mask. Whenever someone asks what is the subnet mask, just go up to the extent of these bits which are blocked. So you just go to the extent of this. Now host, how many bits you can host? Of course, 24 is blocked. So 8 bits you are left with. Out of 8 bits, okay, which is total addresses 256, we have seen. Out of this 8 bits, 2 bits is always reserved, one for network, one for broadcast. So you'll be left with usable. How much usable IP addresses you'll be having? Only 254. Okay. So that first one is this one. Okay. 0 you cannot use, that is reserved for. And there are 254. 255 you cannot use because that is reserved for broadcast. So the broadcast IP address is 255, which is reserved, you cannot use. Okay. And that's how it is. Any confusion in calculating the network now? These are the 4 or 8 points. If you will be getting any questions or any interview questions, they'll be asking you under this one, not anywhere else. Okay. Any question? Sumair, Roshan, Garishma?
No, not yet. But we need to try this, right? For
Yeah, you
understanding
need
it
to
better.
try, play. Yeah, play with this one.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll share
Okay.
with you this PDF,
Mhm.
this PowerPoint. Just try it and play it with me and come with the
Okay.
questions. I'll be
Yeah. Okay.
willingly. So I have this 5 different CIDR examples. Okay. These are the some of the example. You can go with this one and you can try this one out by yourself. Okay. Just try it and let me know how it goes. Okay. These are the some of the questions. This is one of the formula, but not anyone is going to ask such things. Blocking of this one, we already know. 24 means 256, 25 means 126. These are the kind of host you will be available with. So based on the company size also you can see. Okay. You can calculate kind of a practice question that this is an IP address with CIDR has been given to you. Now you have to calculate total number of host address. Okay. Since 20 is blocked. So how many you can host? So 32 minus 20, 12 you are left with. Okay. So you can calculate then subnet mask. Go to the extent 255.255.0.0 will be your subnet mask. First and the last usable IP addresses and network and broadcast IP address you need to say. Just practice this now. Okay. Answer is already there, but you practice by yourself. Rest everything is the same, nothing different. Yeah, what is subnet? Okay. So subnet is basically a smaller region in your VPC. Like if I just show you, see in this VPC we created two subnets. Okay. I have not implemented there. In one subnet, one public is there. In other subnet, private is there. So subnet is again a closed region in which you create your IP addresses. So this is known as public subnet, in which your one EC2 instance is here, private subnet in which your other EC2 instance is here. And this is the region. Inside this region, there are 3 availability zones. And inside each availability zone, you have one subnet. Inside one subnet, you created your multiple EC2 machines. Route table, we looked into route table, which is basically a set of rules. Okay. You basically direct your, what do you do? Here it is. That are used to determine where your network traffic of your subnet or gateway, internet gateway is directed. Okay. Each subnet of your VPC must be associated with a route table because you need an internet access. That's why route table is required. Internet gateway, we looked into that one as well. So basically a component that allow you to communicate between the instance of your VPC to the internet. Okay, otherwise your VPC won't be having the access of internet and your EC2 instance will not run. Security group, we will look into this one. Let's go and do some hands-on. Okay, so this is our current region. I have one EC2 instance, but ignore this one. Okay, this for the other purpose. Let's go to our VPC. Is it visible, right? It's visible now. Say yes. Or no. Hello. Hello,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, keep responding. Huh? Okay, let's create a VPC. So there are basically 2 ways to create your VPC. First is the traditional way in which you have to go and create everything. Other is a very advanced way in which it will create your subnet as well as it will create your route table, internet connection as well, which is basically the internet gateway. But right now we are not going. We have to know how the things work. So we will go for VPC only. Okay. Let's create a test VPC. Okay. Now it is asking for your IP addresses, IPv4 we are going to use. Now, what should be the CIDR range? Let's give 10.0.0.0/16. Okay, you can give 24 as well. That's fine. For now, I'm just using 16. Okay. I know there are here is a 65,000 potentials to create your IP addresses. Okay. No IPv6 means it will give you more huge range, but they'll be asking for you. They'll ask more charge for you for, but you don't require this IPv6. Okay. You want to give any tag, you can. And tenancy, that will be default, dedicated will ask price from you. So let's go and create it. So we got our VPC created, okay, with the name of test VPC. Okay. Now you have to create subnet, a small region. Three are basically by default you will get created, but we have to create our own. Okay. So this subnet which should come under which VPC? So it should come under this test VPC. We'll select this one. We'll come down. What is the name of your subnet? Let it be public. Public underscore subnet. Availability zone. Okay. Generally, for other services, they won't ask you, but here they are asking you. Choose your availability zone. So let's choose 2A. Okay. And inside this availability zone, remember when you create your VPC, when you create your VPC, and inside this VPC we created our subnet. Okay. So subnet should have their own IP addresses. Okay, IP address range. Your VPC has one IP address range, which we selected 10.0.0.16. So your subnet should also have one IP address or CIDR range. Okay, because inside one subnet you can create hundreds of instances. Okay, so but depending upon the kind of CIDR range you choose. And remember, this CIDR range should be under this 16 one. 65,000 you have, under the 65,000 you should choose these two. So I'll use the IP address same, but 24 means I'm coming inside the 16 one. Okay. I hope you have understood this one. So initial my IP address is 10.0.0.16. This is 65,000 is my VPC count. Now what I'm making my subnet, which is under 24. So which is 256. So out of those 65,000, I have selected only 256 for one of my subnet. Okay. Then here 10.0.0.0/24. Okay. You can see here also. They are saying 256 IP addresses is allowed. Key tags will remain the same. Let's create the subnet. Okay, we got our public subnet. Now let's go and create our EC2 instance. Okay. So we come here, we'll go there, EC2 instance. Public instance, okay. Just for our convenience. Our public test instance. Because this is under test VPC. We'll choose Ubuntu, no worries. Free tire, select CPR if you want to select. I'll go with the choose this cloud app. Now here the main thing comes here that you need to do. Let's go and edit. Okay. What is our VPC? This test VPC. So we will select this one. What is the subnet? See, automatically public subnet is get selected because we have only one subnet under our VPC. Then auto assign public IP addresses, just make it enable. So it will automatically assign the public IP address. Apart from that, create security firewall. We can see the security firewall is already being created. Security group basically. Okay. SSH for connecting with our this instance. You can create another security group for allowing the traffic Suppose if I choose HTTP from outside to allow the traffic to my custom IP addresses. What is my custom? What I have choose 10.0.0/16. 16, it is come under that VPC, so it should be, we can choose 24. Okay. And then we will launch this instance. Now let's try to connect this instance. What do you think? Do we get connected with this instance? See, the private IP address is being allocated, and see, it is not allowing you to connect with your IP addresses. Sorry, EC2 instance. Why? Because there is a SSH connection. Because SSH is not getting the internet. So which service we have to connect to get the internet? Tell me. Anyone? Roshan, Sumer. Which service we will connect to get the internet? No idea. Hello, guys, say something. Hello, hello. So we have to connect with the internet gateway. So for that, there's already an internet gateways are there. We need to create our own gateway. Test underscore GTW. Okay. And then you have to attach this gateway with your VPC. Click on attach, go ahead, test VPC and attach it. So that's how we got our internet gateway. Now, how do we channel this gateway to our VPC, our subnet? Which service are we going to use? Sumer? Roshan? Anyone? Hello, guys. Am I the only one who is here? So we have to attach with the route table. Let's go and attach it. We have to create a route table first. Create a route table test underscore RTW. RTW, let it be. You have to choose your VPC. Choose it. Let's create this route table. Okay, it's been created, but right now it is totally independent. So you need to first connect with your internet gateway. So go to subnet association, edit subnet association, click on the public subnet, okay, and save it. So now it is being, right now it is being connected with your subnet. Now let's connect with the internet gateway. Go to edit route, click on the route. We have to get the access from outside world. So we are choosing 000 internet gateway. What is the name of your gateway? This is the name that we created, and save the changes. That's it. Okay. Let's go and see our EC2 instance. Let's refresh it. And now it should get connected. So see, we successfully got connected with our internet gateway. Any confusion? Hello, guys, please say something. Sumer, Garishma, Roshan. Say anything. Did you get or any confusion is here? Just let me know. So we got this internet gateway connected with our system. So, and this is how right now, this is what our project look like. Okay. Security group, which we established over here. Okay. Now let's go to NAT gateway and let's try to understand that one. So we have here NAT gateway. Remember, they will ask charge for your NAT gateway. Okay. So create it and quickly delete it. Test underscore NAT. Choose the subnet. Okay. We created this public subnet for NAT. Okay. Because from here you have to transfer the traffic into your public private subnet. Private EC2 instance. Connectivity public. Allocate an elastic IP addresses. Just click here. Okay. And then create it. Okay. In this way, you will create your NAT gateway. Okay. State is pending, so it is still taking time. So we looked into a couple of things. We looked into the subnet. We looked into the VPC route table. Okay. We looked into this, how to create internet gateway and how to attach the traffics. And then we allocated the elastic IP addresses and internet gateway, NAT gateway as well. For now, I'm just deleting this one. Okay. Because it is going to charge. It's in the deleting state. Elastic IP addresses, we assigned one, so we will release it. Release this elastic IP address. Any confusion? Hello. So we looked into this NAT gateway, which is a private access to your AWS services. Guys, say something. Hello. Am I the only one who is speaking? But this is being recorded as well. Enable instances, NAT gateway, we looked into that one to make your subnet, private subnet. Okay. And that routing things comes through your public subnet. Okay. Now the last topic is VPC peering. Okay. This we will be covering in our next class. Okay. Because this will take a little bit more time. You have to create another VPC. Okay. And then you have to do the peering between them. So this will be our next class project. Okay. Endpoint, these things we will pass in host. These things we will look in our next class. Any question, any doubts, just ask me. When you create your subnet and this all, just remove it. Detach from VPC. For that, you need to delete this one. These things. These things. For now, I'm just terminating it. Any question, feel free to ask me. If you guys are busy, you can let me know. Okay. Dedicated because it is connected with some network. Go to internet. This is also route table. Route table can't be deleted. Interface contain one or more network and cannot be deleted. Let's see. Okay, I'll take a look and delete those services. If you have any questions, you can ask me, or we can end this class now. I'll share this PDF with you. Go and practice the CIDR range and rest and all. Any questions? Are you three guys, all of you busy? Okay, no worries.